So let's get right into this. This is interesting, and I have not talked about this before. So this is new, and this does still build on everything we've been talking about. So this is new material, yet builds on the other stuff. And what I've never talked about, I talk about the training, I talk about the tasks, I talk about the roles, and I don't talk about the people per se, which is kind of awkward, right? And because I've always understood this is another huge area of work that needs to be done. So I have helped people interview, I've helped people do job postings, and I just did a new one last week, and it really just jumped off the page and how everything's coming together with this. And so I wanted to share it with you. I've never, I'm not the hiring guy, not the hiring expert. Yet, if you are thinking about hiring, and we're going to talk about this front desk role, then these are the things you need to keep in mind when you are working on the hiring process, when you are working with someone for hiring. A couple of those books in the corner do talk about hiring. The funny thing is, only a couple of them. So it's very interesting because it's its own monster. Yet what we do all the time, and what I see across the country, and I hear when I do the secret callers, is we've hired people. So we did a job posting without the awareness of what we were going to ask them to do, which is you, the practice manager, owner, front desk manager, setting that person up for failure. So I never blame a bad hire on the person who took the job. They took the job that was presented to them, right? So this goes back to the more work you do further upstream. You guys have heard me talk about the business as an ecosystem. This is your ecosystem, right? This is part of the ecosystem. And the further you go upstream, the more likely you will have success, right? And that was how the whole front desk part started. The way to solve a lot of problems in your business is to look at it as an ecosystem, go further upstream and do more work upstream, because the work you do upstream will pay greater returns further downstream, right? Trying to solve a billing problem that happens 4 weeks after someone has completed a plan of care will never ever solve the core problem. The greatest return on your time, money, and energy is to go further upstream and see, why is this occurring? Not how do we fix it, but why is this occurring, right? So that's what you should always be answering first. First thing I want you to think about, right, is we have made this front desk person, and I will give a shout out to Todd Wickstrom, my partner in the front desk training program that we do together, is we've turned the front desk, first off, front desk is a horrible term. So we have turned the front desk into this inanimate object, and we've also turned the front desk into the business junk drawer, right? Everything that we don't know where to put it, what to do with it, goes on the front desk. So when we sit down and think about, who do we need to hire? We write out this job post with these tasks that go like this. And then we wonder why the person who comes on is great with their head down and not so good with the people in front of them. Well, it's because that is plain and simple what you were looking for and what you expressed you needed. Regardless of the interview, that's what you told, that's who you told to apply. Someone who likes to put their head down and be in paperwork and doing tasks and wants to be, my favorite term, a master of tasks. And that's who you get. So it isn't a bad hire when they come in and you're like, they can't deal with people, they're not doing a good job here. You were looking for a taskmaster. And even if you put some lines in there about customer service and all this other BS, you still brought them in, and the training immediately started with tasks. Here's the EMR, here's how to manage billing, here's how to collect copays, here's how to do this, here's how to hand out a receipt, here's how to do this. Oh, by the way, here's how to schedule. But you're showing them how to schedule on the EMR, not how to talk to the person and things like that, right? So again, you are setting this person up for failure. And it's not an accusation, it's a statement. We, you, everybody sets this person up, this front desk person up for failure because we don't understand the role we want them to play. So we write out a job description and job posting that is full of a bunch of tasks, including answering the phone, managing patients, scheduling people, blah, blah, blah. Well, people are going to see what they're good at on there, and they're going to apply because of that. Or people are going to go, here's the worst thing. And I shared this the other day. Here's the worst thing. Everybody will look at it and say, I can do that. Everybody looking for a front desk admin job at a healthcare office will apply to the job because it's all there. And when you get everybody, you will never find the right person. How are you going to sort through a pile of resumes of everybody that says they fit that? We move further upstream, right? So what must they do in your mindset around what are the tasks and job that is required? I like the job to be done, that whole mindset and that whole question, what job needs to be done, right? And there have been books written on figuring out the job that needs to be done. Simple enough. I mean, tell you right now, and I haven't spoken about this much, the front desk is basically two different roles. You got the front desk success, everything I've been preaching about forever. And then you got the people doing the tasks, checking benefits, making sure the charts are in place, making sure the EMR is in compliance, right? All that stuff, right? Looking at co-pays, reconciling billing. That is, I call that back office, okay? And that is very much needed in your business. And 99% of the time, that's what you're posting for. But you want them to be good with the patient. You want them to schedule people. You want them to decrease no-show and cancel rates, right? You want them to decrease no-show cancel rate, but you posted for this back office person, right? So really think about, number one, what they must do, all right? And then what is the mindset of that person you want? I just told you, you set the mindset for them. When you do that job posting and it's under front desk, you know, in a healthcare setting, and they go there and they read all the tasks. When you post that, you put the people in the mindset of what you're looking for. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm good at tasks. I'm good at all that. And they're like, great, I'll apply to this. Someone sees needs to answer phone, works with public, and all this other stuff. They go, good, I'm good with that. And they apply. And again, it's this catch-all. It's the junk drawer. So here's where I challenge you again. I talked about the two roles. I talked about the back office. Let's look at this front desk success, this person that I talk about, that is going to help you grow your practice, that is going to put people on the schedule who arrive, pay, stay, and do your marketing for you, right? These are the people that now you're going to look at this job posting and go, what do I need to do with this? What is the mindset I need those people in? And I posted this all over because I was so excited after I did this. And I'm looking at it here on my screen because I want to know it perfectly. And so I'm helping a client currently fill that, the very first front desk role of this person I'm talking about, this person who will get the people who arrive, pay, stay, complete a plan of care, and do your marketing for you. And we put at the top of the ad. So think about this. Got the mindset. So get in the mindset of the people looking at the ad. They're going on Indeed or wherever, and they're clicking on front desk or admin, front desk, or whatever that catch-all category is, where there's hundreds of postings, hundreds and hundreds of postings, and thousands of people looking at it. And everything reads to desk, you know, front desk admin needed, must be personable, goal-oriented, multitasking, which is bullshit, right? The same old bullshit. And then they come across your ad for this other person, not the back office person, this front desk success person. And the very first line they read is, do not apply unless you want to help people get better. And you say, Jerry, what's that all about? Patient success, right? That's what you've heard for the last 4 weeks. Patient success. Everybody has to be centered, and you have to have your whole team. And by the way, if you want to talk football, again, Bill Belichick, there's no better person. I don't care how much you hate the Patriots. There's no better person at doing this. We got to get the whole team around one singular goal and then hire the people around that goal. That's what Belichick does. That's why he finds the Edelmans and everybody like that. And right, these guys that nobody else, it's because he finds the person, he puts the right ad out there. And the right people with the right mindset come to him. That's what I want you to do. Do not apply unless you want to help people get better. And right then and there, you now separate. You're starting to do the separation. Remember, I told you there's thousands of people looking at hundreds of posts. Now, the good news is you've lost a shitload of people. Remember that pile of resumes I told you? Here it goes. Because a lot of people, God bless them, want to be the back office person. Good for them. You need to do a better job with that post to find them and let them apply for that. Cool. And then all of a sudden you get people stopping going, this is different. This sounds like something I might be interested in doing. Mind you, they're looking for a front desk admin job. So already this mindset that you want. So remember, number one was understand the tasks, the job, sorry, I'm going to go away from that word task. Understand the job you need them to do. This person we're talking about, these job postings for someone who's going to put people on the schedule who arrive, pay, stay, and do your marketing for you. That's the job that needs to be done. All right. Right? How do I measure that? Completed plan of care, patient success, conversion rate, all those things. Okay. All right. I'm getting in the right mindset of the job that needs to be completed. Now let's write out, let's write out what they're going to be doing. And let me give you a little secret here. So that those are the two things you really need to consider. Now, let me share a big secret with you. You should be reading for this position. You should be reading all the attributes and things that make a great salesperson. The post should read more like a position for a salesperson than it should back office person or even a customer service job. This is not a customer service job. One of the best things I was ever told in my life when I put a group of people together and we were working on a lot of this stuff was, oh man, this came so late in this journey. This came many years, probably greater than 5 years, in one of my EO member friends, Entrepreneurs Organization, why EO was so valuable to me. I had someone who had a collections company, so people making inbound and outbound calls all day long, mostly outbound. Very successful because she understood a couple things. She understood the attributes that she needed for these people. And I'll never forget the day we were sitting around and I was talking about difficulty finding these people and what I was trying to build and why I needed these people's help at the table. And she said to me, Jerry, you need to understand there are two types of people. There are customer service people and there are salespeople. The role you're describing is sales. Customer service people are not good at sales, and we could argue salespeople aren't the people you want to hire to do customer service. And after I picked my ass up off the floor because she knocked me over with that thought, really started to come together. She said, you've been hiring the wrong people. You've been looking for the wrong people. So that was a huge tipping point in this whole journey. So the mindset, you want to get this person reading the ad to be more of a salesperson mindset. And that's the way you're going to write it up, right? And then you're going to make them jump through some hoops, which they should, right? They're going to have to read some more. They're going to have to read the job description. They're going to have to answer some questions. They're going to have to send an email with the answer to those questions. And then really you are going to start to, remember I told you the first way you're going to call the herd is the title. The second way is make them jump through some hoops. Because people aren't going to want to jump through the hoops. Even some of the people that could have potentially met the job description but wouldn't have been the right employee, they're out. This is the mindset around hiring and why you are hiring the wrong people. And so I've just given you the two most important things is what is the mindset of that person? Where do you want to put them? What mindset do you want to put them in? And what is the job to be done? So what is that description going to look like? I'm going to read you a little part of this ad just to show you to really get inside the mind of this person. It says, right below, do not apply unless you want to help other people get better. I wrote, the average doctor's office hires people to do tasks all day. They hire people to shuffle paperwork, chase down insurance payments, and then, oh yeah, if there's time, deal with patients. I said, if you're truly committed, this is the first line. Remember, this is going to go in the admin front desk area of Indeed. The third section is if you are truly committed to helping people by listening and asking questions and making sure that they are getting the help they absolutely need, then read on. By the way, that's my definition of a great salesperson. It's exactly how I define a great salesperson. That's the third section. I like to make sure and tell everybody it's not this. If you want status quo, nope, do not apply. And then right below it, if you're committed to that, keep reading. And I do that a little more, and then we talk about the job, and then they have to click through to the actual job description. But you can see the work that has gone in to, let's say it, call in the herd. You don't want a stack of resumes. By the way, you don't want to waste those people's time, money or energy. Why should you be wasting their time? You don't want them wasting your time. Don't waste their time. Don't have people submit resumes that aren't the right fit. Perfect. I'll do a better job posting. I'll put them in the right mindset. I'll make sure I'm very specific on the tasks, and we'll go down this path. Then we move on to the training, right? All the stuff I love and all the stuff I love to do. Now, mind you, during my journeys of front desk training over these last however many years. I sit down with the owners, the practice managers, the front desk managers before I ever meet their team, and I said, you have to be prepared that you have not hired the right people for this job. Because we go through all this with them and they're like, oh yeah, bring it all in. This is what I love. The owners say bring it all in. The practice managers are always wiser and more cautious, as are the front desk managers. But the owners are like, bring it all in, bring it all in. We'll just train the staff up. And I'm like, time out. You have to be prepared that you don't have the right people to do this job. You have to, and I asked for the hiring. Let me see what they were hired under. Because if they were hired to do tasks all day and they're not salespeople, they're not gonna like the training. Even though, I mean, the training is, you know, it's a blend of sales training, it's a blend of a lot of stuff. But if you hired someone that I talked about at the beginning, that is a great back office person, they're not gonna be real excited to start asking questions and listening to people's answers. Because that's not what they took the job for. I'm not saying they're a bad person. I'm saying that's not why they took the job. And then all of a sudden you start training and you see the pushback or the people not participating or the people saying that's not how I, you know, that's not what works here. That's my favorite. That's not what works here. I'm like, cool, here we go. And so just as long as the front desk people are ready for that, or sorry, the managers and the practice managers and everybody else, then we can work through this. But what better way than to hire, do the right job posting, make sure that people know what job needs to be created, put them in the right mindset, make them do a little work to get to you. You have a great interview with them, they move through and you bring them on, and then the training like I'm doing and the training they need to do will now knock it out of the park. The right hire with this training is gonna make your fucking business, the ROI, the time, energy, and money you put into the training process will return an ROI. Huge. And then the training will kick it up a notch. And you can't, I'm going to say this again over and over, you can't get this anywhere else in your business. You can't. You can't buy a piece of equipment. You can't add a new service. You can't start selling products that will return the ROI of the hiring the right person and getting them trained up for this phase 2 of the patient life cycle. It is what it is. I've seen it. I've been in it. Seen it at other practices. I've helped people do it. Seen people fill their clinic up with shit and still close down. I've seen people fill their clinics up with shit and still spin the same wheel every day. And I'm not here, you know, to pitch what I'm doing. I'm telling you, you got to do this way, with or without me. And the earlier you are in your journey, the more important. Because if you get to 3 or 4 practices and have 4 or 5 front desk people and say, Jerry, come on into the training, the process is going to be a lot longer and cost you a lot more money. All right? Awesome day. I hope you guys got what you needed today. I appreciate it. I hope everybody got something out of it. If you have questions or thoughts, feel free to post them down below. If you want to reach out to me privately, you know, if you want to talk more about the ad, things like that, you know, because there is a process here. You want to post the ad, then you want them to have to click through and do a little work. Then you want them to have to click through again. And this is a really important role in the company. And if you just want to post a front desk role and get a stack of resumes and start sorting through and calling people, you don't understand the value of that role. So you want to put your time, money, and energy into the job posting and the process of getting that person and the training, because the ROI is going to be so huge. And you want the person to go through a process and understand this is just not another front desk admin role. It's a fucked up healthcare office. We care about our patients. We believe that a completed plan of care starts with you and you are part of it. And on completed plan of care day, you should be high-fiving the front desk person. The front desk person should be in the picture with the damn provider. Everybody's got a picture of the provider and the patient. I'm like, where's the person who started this whole journey with them? Cheers all.